Hey everyone, Meinke here from MLive&apos, joined by Justin Rogers. Lions announced their 53-man roster for the start of the season, Justin, and every rookie is on it. Every draft pick is on it, rather,
Yeah.
plus the undrafted guy, Zach Zenner. Which guy of those 8 are you expecting the most from this year?
I almost want to say Zach Zenner just to be facetious, but no, I think it's Ameer Abdullah.
Yeah.
I know that Laken's going to play more snaps, but Abdullah is going to provide the Reggie Bush-like role to the offense. Should have at least 1,000 yards from scrimmage, probably more.
Ooh.
It's not that much if you're going to be playing a big role in this offense. And there's a really decent chance that he's returning kicks and or punts. So I expect a lot from Abdullah this year.
Yeah, I agree. I think Laken Tomlinson is going to be a good player. I think he's a good fit for that line. I think he'll need a little more time to assimilate than what Larry Warford did a couple of years ago. I just haven't seen him get to that level yet. Whereas with Abdullah, I think he's going to be really good right away. We've been singing his praises most of this offseason. He's looked real good right from the start in OTAs. He's carried it on through mini camp, throughout training camp, and into the preseason. We saw it in that first game. He was getting the veteran treatment throughout the rest of the preseason after that first game. That told me everything I needed to know about where the team thinks this guy is. He's going to play quite a bit this year, regardless of Joik's health. And with Joik's health being in question right now, I think he's going to play quite a bit right from the start of the season. And as you said, in that Reggie Bush mold, that he can catch the ball up better than the Lions expected, and also it seems to be a very good first step scat back type out of the backfield. I think he'll be a good player for the Lions right away.
Yeah, and I don't think 1,000 yards from scrimmage is too bold, assuming he plays all 16, which is always a bold assumption, I guess, in the NFL. But that's 62 yards per game from scrimmage. I don't think. If he's running for 40 and adding another 20 or 30 in receiving, some people are going to be like, oh, this was supposed to be the superstar. What happened? Well, he's a rookie. There's going to be bumps in the road. I really believe that. I think there are going to be games where he averages 2-3 yards a carry just because opponents stack the box and shut him down. But he's versatile enough. It's not a one-dimensional player. The receiving skills that you mentioned are there much more than we probably thought when he got here. So I expect him to contribute heavily.
Yeah, 1,000 yards is reasonable for a guy who can contribute in so many ways, I think. But projecting 1,000 yards indicates that you think this guy is going to be a central component to the offense.
Absolutely.
And this offense, remember, has Calvin Johnson,
Never heard of him.
Golden Tate, Eric Ebron, and Joik Bell, I think, is going to be a start, at least to open the season.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, how that shakes out going down the road. But I still think Joik will be the primary tailback, or at least the starting tailback. So there's one ball to go around to a lot of guys, and I think the Lions are going to be passing it a lot more, passing it quite a bit, I should say, rather. So we'll see what happens. 1,000 yards is attainable. I'm not sure if it'll happen, but I do think he'll be a very very productive part of the offense.
And I am not part of the group that thinks Ameer Abdullah should be the feature back right out the gate. I think Joik Bell is a very good running back, averaged 4.4 yards per carry down the stretch. When he was at his peak physical condition, was bowling over guys. He is the back I trust more to pick up 1 yard when you need it. Mm-hmm. He just built more for the repetitive nature of taking a beating at the NFL level. So I still think Bell deserves to be feature back. I think the split still will probably break down somewhere in the ballpark of 60-40, maybe even 65-35 if Bell proves healthy. Yeah, we have friends in the media who think Abdullah should be the starter from week 1, and I'm not in that camp either. I'm with you. I think Joik, he averaged 4.4 per carry down the stretch last year behind that offensive line. He was in the second half of last year. He was on pace for a 1,000-yard season behind that offensive line. I mean, he's a good player. He's a good player. He knows how to break tackles. He knows how to fall forward. All these important things, particularly important when you have an offensive line that has question marks and is struggling to open holes. And I think a guy like Abdullah is great to have in the fold because his potential for a home run play is there, whereas with Bell, not as much per se. But from a carry-to-carry production standpoint, Joik is your guy. He's productive, he falls forward, he's consistent. Very rarely does he lose yardage. He can make the first guy miss. He does everything you'd want to do in a tailback, particularly when he's playing against an offensive line that's not to that elite level yet. Underrated receiver as well. And all the Lions backs can catch. Theo Riddick's obviously the gold standard there for this group.
But Bell's had his fair share of success as a receiver out of the backfield. I think all three are going to be involved. You're going to see very much a Saints-like system with these backs, with just a lot of rotation, a lot of touches between all of them, and they'll make it work.
Of the non-top two guys in this rookie class, behind Tomlinson and behind Abdullah, there's a few guys who can be playing this year. Not Alex Carter, the third rounder. He's on short-term IR right now. I don't think Gabe Wright will be playing all that much. Some, but not all that much. The fourth-round defensive tackle. But behind those guys, Michael Burt will be playing quite a bit as a fullback and on special teams. Quandre Dix, the sixth-round pick. I think he'll be playing as a reserve guy at nickel. I think he'll be on quite a few special teams, provided he's active. And Zach Zenner, the undrafted guy, I think he's going to be on special teams quite a bit, and a few carries here and there, but not like what we saw in the preseason, and not like a lot of fans probably want to see out of him. Probably behind guys like Abdullah and guys like Joik, there's just like one ball to go around. I don't think Zenner's gonna be carrying it all that much.
He's gonna get the Win treatment when everybody was healthy last year. Win would pop in there for a carry or two every couple games.
Win had 20 carries last year, so to put
and
Zenner's
I think
in perspective,
almost all of them were in that Buffalo game where everybody was hurt. So he's gonna be on call. If Joik Bell suffers some kind of setback or new injury, I think Zach Zenner is going to step into a prominent role. Abdullah would probably be the featured back in that situation, but unless that happens, unless something goes awry with Bell, I don't expect to see a whole lot of Zach Zenner outside of his special team work.
That's what we got for today. Lions will be back on the practice field on Wednesday afternoon. We'll be there to cover it. For Justin Rogers, I'm Kyle Meinke. We're MLive. Keep it right here.